Good? Good? 23? Good. Also, another thing too, that I've been noticing on YouTube, which is just, oh my god. And I'm hoping if anybody is actually new, please pay close attention. There's this detection thing up here, right? A lot of people have been commenting on the build video that I posted, you know, the N5 builds for 2023, which are still very much the 5 best builds in the game. People are saying, I got 75 detection. And I'm like, what are you doing with that? And he's all like, well, why are you doing 23? It's useless. I'm like, oh boy. Well, here's the reason why it's not useless. So some of the builds you see in Across Payday 2 will have a detection risk of 23, and some may be 75. And that's fine. That's totally fine. Sometimes you see 4 or lower. And you know what? That's also fine. The cool thing is, there's this thing called crit chance, and it says 30%. With 30%, that's because you unlocked it with a skill called Low Blow. Low Blow Basic allows you to get 30 crit if you have 4 detection or lower. If you have it aced, that allows you to make more room within modifying your weapons to have up to 23 detection risk. So you can throw in more stability mods, more accuracy mods, that kind of thing. So by having it basic and I have a detection risk of 23, it tells me my crit is 12. Simple. I'm not going to get into the details of how the math works, but by acing it, and, you know, I can properly modify these weapons to, you know, like I said, have more accuracy, stability, and proper, you know, stuff needed, I can get up to 30. So that's really important for crits, and crits doing big damage for specials and, of course, dozers. You need that. And it's really nice with automatics and SMGs alike. So that's why the crits are very, very important. And yes, the crits also affect the sniper for big unga bunga damage. There's also another skill that's affected by it too, it's called Sneaky Bastard. This is the dodge variant. So when you have basic, it's the same idea. If you have 4 detection, then you get 10 dodge. If you have Sneaky Bastard aced, you can work yourself up to 23 detection. Right? And so these are all affected by the concealment modifier. So if I have this concealment modifier, you know, more concealment is less detection. If I have less concealment, it's more detection. 26 is not giving me the full crit benefit of Low Blow aced or Sneaky Bastard aced in a 23 detection risk setup. So I still get comments saying, you know, why don't you do 75? Or why do I need a spec for 23? Or why do you use Low Blow aced? This is why. This is why. It's just further optimization to benefit your build, to benefit your damage, to benefit your killing, for your overall survivability of Low Blow aced and, of course, Sneaky Bastard aced in a dodge setup. It just blows my mind. It's like, it's all the information's there. Just look that way. You're good to go. So, yeah, so small little tidbit there. These people haven't played long enough. Feel sorry for anyone who has to explain it. Person refuses to read. It's not necessarily like refusing to read. It's like, I guess it is. Low Blow aced literally says you get more crit for less detection. So, anyways, I'll probably just put that as a side away kind of thing. So this is why I link all my stuff on my videos. Any video that KevKild has with a build. It's all there. It's all there. And another, okay, this one actually drives my gears crazy. People cannot find certain build links or posted information. Just because there's no pinned comment, there's something called the YouTube description. Click that. If you can't find a YouTube description, we're gonna have a serious fucking issue. Click the description. It'll give you what you need. Trust me. Oh yeah, and I guess that's the last thing too. Not just last over last thing. There's also a subsection of another set of comments where people are just like, Why are you using SwanSong? Why are you using Leech? Why are you using Feign Death? It's like, the shit's kind of busted on top of Leech, by the way. It's like, it kind of enhances the deck, and if you cannot kill said certain object in your way, the best way to abuse it is this build. And the coolest part about this build in general, too, is you can play it normally. It's crazy. Like, all this shit here, like, I will say, having these skills is, yes, I will say is, without a shadow of a doubt, a DSOD handicap. But, if you stick to this kind of level of playstyle, you're not going to be liked amongst a lot of other players that are in your lobbies, per se. Unless you're like hyper caring the objective, they don't care, whatever, then that's up to you. But if you stay on this and don't spread your wings onto other builds and other shit, yeah, it doesn't look great. And to be honest, yeah, these skills don't look great on paper too, because it forces you to go down, and the whole idea of a build is to have better survival, to have better damage, to help your team, so you don't go down in the first place. However, some bullshit inevitable still happens, where these skills can come in clutch. So it's not bad having these skills, and yeah, I ranked them pretty high in one of my team-based skill videos. In terms of their usefulness and, you know, how cheap they are, that kind of thing too, so... all of it all, it's not bad to have it, but it's terrible to keep using it. But yeah, it's... I used to shit on these skills, but they have their place. Just don't rely on them. Let's put it that way. And the worst part about this build is that if there's no nomadic bags, you're fucked. So, I'll leave it at that. I still like running this build too. Like, it will just... You can turn your braid off and just go. This is great.